When a person turns 40, it's usually a big deal. It represents not only the halfway point for their career and maybe their life,
but they also have questions about how they're doing financially in comparison to their friends, family, co-workers, even neighbors. Also, around the age of 40, people start thinking more of retirement and wondering where they're going to be when they turn 60 or 70.
what their life is going to look like. Are they going to be enjoying financial freedom, sitting on a beach, soaking up the rays with their spouse, answering to no boss? Or on the flip side, are they going to be bogged down with bills, still paying a mortgage, covered in mounds of debt, and still being forced to work because they have no other option? Curious about where you are? Maybe you're ahead or behind of everyone else. In this video, I'm going to go through, if you haven't already guessed, the top financial goals that someone would want to hit by the time they turn 40. For those of you new to my channel, welcome. I'm Aaron, a 20-year corporate accountant and analyst. I talk about all matters related to personal investing and finance, basically money-related material. I'm trying to show not only a younger audience, but an older demographic as well, that you can turn your finances completely around with simple changes to daily micro habits, baby steps. The very first thing that a person should focus on is, what is your ideal financial lifestyle? What does it look like? Visualize it in your head, or better yet, write it down. This will give you a more clear perspective of where you want to go and what you want to obtain. If you don't write it down where you want to go, you will have no idea about how you are actually doing and progressing. If you visualize your absolute perfect day, what would you be doing? Would you be at work, or would you be at home puttering around the house? Or would you be on vacation somewhere with your family? It's important to define what our financial goals actually are so that we know how well our progression is towards that target. The second thing you want to achieve in life is having absolutely no debt other than your mortgage. Debt is something that can creep up on people, and maybe you have a car loan or still a bank loan. But ideally, you want to get this debt down as far as possible to hopefully zero. When a person turns 40, their priorities start shifting away from bank, student, and car loans, and they start thinking more about retirement savings and investing. Debt is one of those easy things to quickly become accustomed to. So many people, like Dave Ramsey, think it's the devil and has no place in a person's life. Other people think it's a part of life that they'll have and carry around with them forever. People will always need some level of debt, as you can't buy a car or a house without some level of financing. We have to be realistic. Hey, if you feel like you're getting something out of this video, do me a favor and, like Graham Stephan would say, smash the like button, because it tells the YouTube algorithm that I made a good video that's decent and people enjoy watching. It is very, very much appreciated. The third thing you want to consider is maybe helping your kids out with some sort of secondary education costs. We all want the absolute best for our kids, and I think attending a secondary institution is a great first step in that financial staircase. This helps ensure that they get a good job when they graduate. My wife and I are only paying for about 40 to 50% of our children's tuition costs. Why? Well, I think this is a good life lesson to learn. One, because they learn the value of a dollar. They actually know what it costs to get them there, literally. Two, it shows them that nothing in life is free. It shows them the value of a dollar and that they must be prepared to work for what they want. We know this, we've seen it, we've been through it. We're parents, right? We've seen it all. Back in our day, we had to walk to school both ways up a hill, etc. It's an important life lesson for our children to learn. The best plans that a parent can look for are, in the US, a 529 college tuition plan, or if you live in Canada, it's called an RESP, Registered Education Savings Plan.
The fourth thing that a person should consider around the age of 40 is hopefully that you've started saving for a retirement savings plan.
Hopefully you've already started, or will be starting soon, a Roth IRA, 401k, RRSP, or at least meeting with a financial advisor. A good general rule is that by age 40, you want to have 3 times your annual salary invested, but the average, for context, is between $90,000 to $130,000, going by numerous sources. Regarding retirement plans, there are many viable options. The main thing is to pick something.
I personally believe that meeting with a financial advisor is not the ideal scenario for each and every person. for several reasons, but that's a story for another video, which I'll link up above right here.
You want to be sure that your investment portfolio is diverse, has a mix of stocks and bonds, involves growth companies, as well as stable, developed companies or blue chip companies such as the S&P 500. Index funds and ETFs are great examples of this, generating an average return of around 10% per year, have broad diversification, low maintenance, and have low management fees. Index funds outperform 90% of active day traded funds, particularly in bull markets. When I was in my 20s, my priorities were hitting the bar on weekends, spending time with my friends, fast cars, developing my career. But now that I'm in my 40s, my priorities have shifted more towards spending time with my family, enjoying this stage of my life, managing my personal finances, and generating great returns on my investments so that I'm looked after in my golden years. The fifth thing to focus on is your credit score and getting this as high as you possibly can. Ideally, you want it at 750 or higher. This will save you thousands and even tens of thousands of dollars on car loans and mortgage rates. The sixth thing that you want to focus on is having an emergency fund, cold hard cash, that you can access quickly in case of a necessary emergency, such as legal expenses, a car repair, a medical emergency, and so forth.
This is very important because you never know what life is going to throw at you. If you say lost your job, you have that emergency fund so you know you'd be okay.
If you're driving down the road and you blow a tire, think of an emergency fund like a spare tire that automatically inflates to keep you on the road and on track. The seventh important thing to focus on is your career capital and your currency in the job market. Career capital refers to how valuable and rare your career skills are. Hopefully by now, your career focus is narrowing and you're more in demand because of your level of expertise and skill.
But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge.
As Cal Newport states in his book, So Good They Can't Ignore You, career capital are the skills that you have that are both rare and valuable that can be used as leverage in defining your career. Being more specialized allows you flexibility in your career options. You get to pick and choose where you want to work and your desired level of compensation. Think of it this way regarding doctors. Who makes more, a general practitioner or a neurosurgeon? Number 8, and often overlooked, is your daily fitness regimen. I myself, looking at me, you would never guess that I was a former intermediate bodybuilder. Yeah, I actually was. I used to go to the gym 5-6 days a week, 2 hours a day. Now going back to the gym, I find I have so much more energy and that it trickles into every aspect of your life, including financial. You're able to make better decisions, think on the spot, you have more energy, your health. There are just so many beneficial aspects of working out. I actually lost 60 pounds in 8 months and kept it off, well, for quite a while, thanks to 2 things. Tom Venuto's book, Burn the Fat, Feed the Muscle, and because of the app, MyFitnessPal. They're actually both great resources. Be sure to check them out. The 9th important thing that you want to think about is estate and will planning and life insurance. This is very important because it helps plan where your assets are going to go in the event of your passing. This is very important because you'll have your assets passed to the rightful owners. It only costs a few $100s, can be done in a few hours, and this is often neglected and missed by most people. The 10th important thing to consider is the size of your home, maybe best where to apply your savings and investments, and consider living below your means. Pretty soon your kids will probably be moved out, so you'll have that extra room that you might no longer need, so downsizing might be a viable option. By downsizing, you're going to save a lot of money in monthly expenses such as utilities, property tax, and you might not need the extra room. So this is something to take into consideration. After going through all of this, you might wonder, well, how do I compare financially to other people? Well, I actually made a great video for people wondering how they measure up